What are we doing today, Maureen? To start out, my son Elijah, he gave me a suggestion. He said, Mom, it's kind of weird that you ask yourself what you're going to do and then you answer yourself. And he said, maybe you should get the people in the group to make a little video clip of themselves saying, what are we doing today, Maureen? So if you're bold enough to do that, make a little video and private message it to me, and then I can add it to the beginning of my little montages. Today we're going to talk about distractions. Facebook Marketplace, you are a big distraction to me. There's lots of distractions every single time I come out. First of all, I have to start out by checking on the chickens. Did everybody lay their eggs before they go into the playground? Because if they haven't, I'm going to have to go on an Easter egg hunt looking for their egg that they might have laid. I found them. That's where the eggs are. And then I have to check waterers because usually somebody is really crazy and jumps around and goes and knocks the waterer over. And I have to make sure that they have all the food that they need and et cetera, et cetera. Then I go to the greenhouse studio to turn on the lights, the grow lights, and make sure everybody is not too dry. And if there's any calamities, turn on the heating pad for the starters that are starting. And then I finally get on to the business at hand. So yesterday I was supposed to be planting leeks, but as I said, Facebook Marketplace, darn you. There was a person who was giving away free sod and you just had to come and roll it. And I have a patch on my lawn that had some big divots and over the past year I've been trying to build up the lawn, and when I dug up one of the paths that I was making, I was putting the soil there, but I ended up still leaving it a little too high on the other side. So I went and got some sod and laid it out. It was 2 big truckloads full. I think we did 4 wheelbarrow fulls of the sod. It was quite heavy and it's not quite finished. I could go and get more, but you go, that's another distraction because it's way out in Brentwood Bay and then I have to roll it up, haul it into my truck, bring it out, and it's just like, no, I need to go and plant the leeks. So that's what we're gonna do today. Distraction 468. So on my way to go to the leek bed, I forgot that there is a peony that grows every year in amongst this cedar branch, or I don't know what it's really called. And usually in the summertime, it's really, really hard. The wood is too hard for me to dig it out. So on my way, it was like, okay, stop where you are, go and get the shovel, go and get a saw. There's something going on across the street at my house here. So the fire truck can now. So then I stop, go grab the tools, and I come and I dig it out and replant it because there's a whole little patch of peonies there. Plant your leeks, Maureen. So I'm gonna finally plant the leeks. I do follow Charles Dowding, who is a UK gardener, and he is of the mind of multi-sowing. So he does, where there's at least 3 plants in each one and goes kind of from that direction. So I have 2 different kinds. I've got green banner bunching and large American flag leeks. And so I am going to bunch them up together. And I do have more leek seedlings growing in the studio, but I bought these ones. This is the green banner bunching, large American flag. So the green banner bunching, they're a lighter color. So I'll do them in alternate rows, I think. And they talk about having a dibber. I have this old piece, so I'm going to use that as my dibber to put my holes in and then plant them 6 to 8 inches apart. So that is going to be the plan. So leeks are planted, yay! Around 5:30. You know, it might change, you know, as the summer progresses and stuff. But the ladies, they get to the point where they go, we're done in the playground and we need to go home. So they've gone home. I'm not sure if you could see them in there, but they're in their, back in their coop. So I thought I would take this time to come and plant some of the fodder that I have been growing. So I have wheatgrass and what are you? It's some sort of like, it's a broccoli, but it's not a broccoli. Like it's a garnishy type broccoli. So I'm gonna plant this in their salad bars to get it started. Yay! Someone happened to just sneak out of the coop. And so she's just thinking she's gonna enjoy some of that wheatgrass in there. Yeah, I think it's all gonna be gone by tomorrow. All right, Miss McGillicuddy, you need to get out of there. Last item of the day is we're going to replant the strawberries. So the strawberries, new patch that I'm going to use, I had a lot of foxglove growing in here, and I was doing creeping thyme that was in here. And oh, and I planted the asparagus last year, but we moved it. I don't know where the coffee sacks go. That's about how big this little garden bed was. And it does have a couple of perennials at the end there, that spiky thing, and then there is another thing. So I wanted to plant the strawberries here because they do get, you know, a fair amount of sun. But when we had our yard flood, as we kind of remapped things, I just said, you know what, I'm going to bring the garden bed out to here, and then we made, you know, this path that leads up to the studio. I had put a few wood chips just to kind of semi-protect it, and also put the coffee sacks on as we were kind of refilling in the areas that we had dug because of the yard flood. And so I'm going to just add some soil and then replant. These were some babies from last year, and these are the great grandmothers. So I'm going to plant them and hope that they'll give me a few suckers, a few new babies that I can reestablish. I didn't know that everbearing strawberries had a lifespan. So you can have, I think, the mother, the grandmother, and then after that, all they do is, they're good for is putting out suckers. So the ones that are in the pots, like I said, they're like the great grandmothers. And I couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong with my strawberries. Then I watched someone's video and it was like, yeah, you know, you let some of the suckers grow so that you have new babies for next year. Lesson learned.